So do you anticipate with the new legal requirements for deposition in the United States and perhaps in Europe of data being open, that the granting agencies will similarly feel more happy and strong about researchers publishing in open access journals? Because, I mean, I think that study sections need to be taught that's a priority. So we're seeing that the study sections like it when people deposit with Adgene, and in fact some of them demand it, which we love, but I haven't yet heard that filtering down to be a positive thing for publications.
So it's important, Joy, that the funding agencies really don't have the influence on study sections that you might think. The members of study sections are us, they're scientists, and at times, I don't think human nature has changed in the decade or so since I left NIH. We tried gently and carefully to influence study section behavior in certain pro-social ways, and it wasn't well received because they're really there as independent reviewers. So I think what really, it's a broader. This is really a broader cultural change, and it's really these deeply ingrained habits, of which the most important are the prestige of certain journals, and then something that Gary mentioned, but it's not actually trivial, which is people want to know what to read. Anyone who does a PubMed search knows that it's very challenging to make head or tail of all the information they get. And so, there's a warm feeling knowing that the editorial board of prestigious journal A, B, or C has told you this is what to read. So I think Vitek is right. I mean, this is not an irreversible change, and a number of journals have actually, open access journals have actually set out to attack this prestige factor. The PLOS journal started out that way, eLife. I think this is
we probably all agree it's becoming slowly a universal agreement that there is a real problem of impact factor as the main measure. But I think the biggest problem of impact factor is that one thing is it doesn't really measure papers, it measures journals. So we look at something and two is that it's so easy to use. It's so easy to use, it takes so little effort to use, you very quickly find out. But there are many changes happening. One change we do, Faculty of 1000 tries to give some qualitative opinion about specific papers with some justification. It's not about journals, and it produces some numerical judgments, however problematic those are. Value judgments forever remain problematic, and they're always questionable, but they're always also very useful. There are many of them. In some sense, the more those type of judgments will come, the more different ways of measuring, the better it will be. And in the end, in some way, the habit of starting to read papers when judging people will become hopefully also more important in detriment. I think that to some extent, the fact that in Faculty of 1000 research, the referees' comments are visible produces an additional qualitative judgment about papers. And all those things in the end, and people start finding various algorithmic schemes to give you some measure of papers. But the key thing is the judgment must move away from journals to papers. That's the necessary change.
I think when anyone is looking on a topic in PubMed or Google or wherever, actually one of the things that is quickly noted is they don't actually look first to see, oh, this is not a Nature paper or this is not a Science paper. No, the first thing they look at is it of interest to me? And if it is of interest to me, the next thing I want to know is, can I get it right now? And if you can see the article itself right now, then that makes it important to you. if you can only see the abstract, then that's really bad for science, because the abstract may not be presenting the true facts of what you would see if you saw the pictures or if you saw the data. And so I think that this wave is coming. I mean, whoever wants can resist it, but this is the wave of the future. And, you know, open access is going to be it. That's period. Or should I say, in my estimation, you hear that all the time on TV. Well, as what I think is, it's like, you know, I'm speaking, so it must be what I think. The wave of the future keeps coming toward us, and it's open access.